Hello and welcome to Reality TV News Update, where you'll find the most recent news, entertaining moments, and exclusive behind-the-scenes content. We may receive compensation as an affiliate if you make a purchase through one of our links. Here's how it works. With Big Brother producers confirming that there are no plans for a spin-off anytime soon, I'm beginning to make peace with the fact that the CBS reality series won't return until summer arrives on the 2026 TV schedule. There are, thankfully, other opportunities for former house guests to appear on reality television, and it appears Morgan Pope may appear at some point. Morgan was one of the major standouts of season 27 and went on a phenomenal endgame run that almost set her up to win that grand prize money. She lost the final challenge to the winner, Ashley Hollis, but I hope she gets a chance to try again soon after reading some of her recent posts on X. Morgan hinted she may be returning to television soon. Like many former Big Brother players, Morgan has a side hustle of sending videos to fans on Cameo. A fan recently expressed their wish that she would appear on television again and thanked her for her kind words. Morgan replied to the comment, and her response set off alarm bells in my head. I was happy to read that, though not wholly surprised. I'd read rumors that someone from Big Brother Season 27 was asked to join the challenge, but I assumed it was Keanu Soto after seeing Rachel Riley demand to be added as well. While seeing Morgan added to the cast of the upcoming season of the challenge is a possibility, I have another theory about her returning to TV after reading one of her more recent posts. I think Morgan watching Big Brother Season 14 for the first time may hint at how she's returning. Morgan, admittedly, may be acting in an innocent manner by watching previous Big Brother seasons. That said, when she mentioned she was watching Season 14, my eyes lit up, and those who don't understand why will pick up on why reading her comment. Season 14 of Big Brother featured former house guests as coaches, each with a team of newcomers they coached through the competition. Eventually, however, those coaches also became players in the season, which led to one of the wildest seasons the series ever saw. We were able to salvage Dan's funeral, widely regarded as one of the show's greatest game moves. The CBS reality series has reused popular twists over the years, and I think with how well-liked many house guests from previous seasons have been, the coach's twist could make a comeback. I would love to see Morgan go up against someone like Jag Baines, who won both The Amazing Race and Big Brother with a dominant performance. If this twist returns in Season 28, which at this point is just a dream I have, I'm open to suggestions from others. I'm still thinking about who the other coaches would be. When former house guests begin to behave slightly differently online, Big Brother followers have learned to read between the lines. A like here, a comment there, or a late-night binge-watch confession can be enough to send the fandom into full speculation mode. That is exactly what happened this week when Big Brother alum Morgan Pope seemingly hinted at a possible television return, and what she revealed she has been watching opened the door to an intriguing theory about how it could happen. Morgan Pope first captured attention during her season of Big Brother with a mix of sharp instincts, emotional honesty, and an underdog energy that made her easy to root for. While she did not walk away with the grand prize, she left a lasting impression and quickly became one of those players fans always talk about when discussing who deserves another shot. Since leaving the house, Morgan has largely focused on life outside reality television, sharing glimpses of work, friendships, and personal growth. That quieter post-show life is exactly why her recent activity stood out. It started subtly. Morgan posted a story late one evening showing her television screen glowing in a dark room. The show on screen was unmistakable: The Big Brother. Not just a random old episode either, but a stretch of episodes centered on returning players and second chance arcs. She added a short caption about loving redemption stories and how timing is everything. No announcement, no obvious teasing, just enough to make longtime viewers pause. Within hours, fans were connecting dots. Morgan does not usually post about watching reality television, especially the show that once defined her public image. When former house guests revisit their seasons, it often comes with reflection, nostalgia, or closure. But Morgan, framing it around redemption and timing, suggested something more forward-looking. Adding fuel to the fire, she followed that post with a casual question to her followers, asking what makes a great comeback story.
The answers poured in, and Morgan liked several responses that mentioned growth, maturity, and unfinished business. Again, nothing explicit, but the pattern was hard to ignore. So, what could this mean? Morgan simply enjoys Big Brother as a fan once more, which is the most straightforward explanation. Many former players do exactly that once enough time has passed. However, there is a rhythm to these moments that is familiar to viewers who have watched this franchise for a long time. Before many surprise returns, there's often a period of re-engagement. Contestants reappear online, they talk about the show in reflective terms, they test the waters to see if fans still care. That brings us to the theory sparked by what Morgan said she has been watching. The episodes she referenced focus heavily on returnee formats, seasons built around second chances, rivals, or unfinished business. That specific choice feels intentional. It points towards the kind of return that would best suit her story. Morgan, admittedly, may be acting in an innocent manner by watching previous Big Brother seasons. That said, when she mentioned she was watching season 14, my eyes lit up, and those who don't understand why will pick up on why reading her comment. Season 14 of Big Brother featured former house guests as coaches, each with a team of newcomers they coached through the competition. Eventually, however, those coaches also became players in the season, which led to one of the wildest seasons the series ever saw. We were able to salvage Dan's funeral, widely regarded as one of the show's greatest game moves. The CBS reality series has reused popular twists over the years, and I think with how well-liked many house guests from previous seasons have been, the coach's twist could make a comeback. I would love to see Morgan go up against someone like Jag Baines, who won both The Amazing Race and Big Brother with a dominant performance. If this twist returns in season 28, which at this point is just a dream I have, I'm open to suggestions from others. I'm still thinking about who the other coaches would be. Watching old episodes may have been a way to reclaim the narrative, to see herself not as she felt inside the house, but as viewers saw her, strong, adaptable, and resilient. That kind of reframing often precedes a willingness to try again. If a return does happen, it wouldn't just be about winning. It would be about closure, agency, and proving something to herself. That's the kind of motivation that fuels memorable gameplay. Players driven by personal growth often make bolder moves because they're no longer playing from fear. For fans, the idea of Morgan Pope returning is exciting not because of drama, but because of potential. She represents a version of Big Brother that values learning, evolution, and authenticity. In a landscape crowded with big personalities and loud strategies, her quiet determination
All of this is
stands out.
speculative until something official is revealed. But in the world of Big Brother, speculation is half the fun. By describing what she was watching and how she framed it, Morgan demonstrated that she was totally aware of what she was doing. She reminded everyone, whether she meant to or not, that her experience on reality television might not be over yet. If and when she does step back onto our screens, the groundwork has already been laid. Fans are paying attention. Conversations are taking place. The anticipation is growing. And frequently, that is the first step toward a return that feels earned as opposed to compelled. For now, all eyes remain on Morgan Pope and her watch list. The most important clues may not always come from announcements, but rather from what someone chooses to revisit when they believe no one is looking. Big Brother fans are always alert to subtle signs when a former house guest might be preparing for a return. A single post, a casual comment, or even a glimpse of what someone is watching can spark weeks of speculation. That is exactly what happened when Big Brother alumni Morgan Pope seemingly hinted at a possible television return, and what she revealed she has been watching gave me a theory about how it could happen. Morgan Pope's emotional openness, strategic curiosity, and consistent growth throughout Big Brother made her a memorable character. She was not the loudest voice in the house, nor the most aggressive competitor, but she showed an ability to learn, adapt, and connect with others. By the time her game ended, many viewers felt she had more to give and that her journey had been cut short before it could fully unfold. Since leaving the Big Brother house, Morgan has lived a relatively low-key public life. She has shared moments from her personal world, talked about growth, and occasionally reflected on her reality television experience, but she has never seemed desperate to relive it.
That is why her recent social media activity immediately caught attention. The spark began when Morgan shared a brief glimpse of her television screen during a quiet evening. On the screen was Big Brother, not just any episode, but one focused on returning players and redemption arcs. She added a short message about loving comeback stories and how timing can change everything. It was clear enough to raise eyebrows, but it was vague enough to avoid direct confirmation. Immediately, fans noticed. Morgan rarely posts about watching Big Brother, and when former players revisit the show, it often signals something deeper. It can mean reflection, nostalgia, or sometimes preparation. What stood out most was her focus on redemption rather than regret. That distinction matters. Morgan asked her followers what makes a great second chance shortly after that post was published. She engaged with responses about growth, maturity, and unfinished business. Once again, she offered no explanation, but her interest in the topic felt deliberate. This is where the theory begins to form. Big Brother has a long history of bringing back players who showed potential but never reached their peak. Morgan fits that mold perfectly. Her game improved steadily, and many fans believed that with more time, she could have become a serious contender. Watching seasons built around returning players may have reminded her of how much she has changed since her original appearance. A good player can become a great one by gaining self-awareness and life experience away from the game. Morgan has spoken before about learning to trust herself more, and that lesson alone could dramatically alter her gameplay. A second chance season would be the most natural path for her return. These formats are designed for players like Morgan, who were not villains or champions, but stories still in progress. They allow growth to take center stage and give players room to rewrite their narrative. Another possibility is a crossover into a different reality competition show. Big Brother alumni have increasingly appeared on other programs that value strategy, social awareness, and mental endurance. Morgan possesses all of these characteristics, and her understated demeanor may make her stand out unexpectedly in a new setting. However, the Big Brother house remains the most likely setting. Morgan understands its pressures, rhythms, and emotional toll. That experience removes much of the fear that first-time players face. A returning Morgan would enter with clearer priorities and fewer insecurities. There have been other subtle signs as well. Morgan has recently reconnected with fellow Big Brother alumni online, liking posts, commenting on throwbacks, and engaging in conversations about past seasons. These relationships matter, especially in returnee formats, where pre-existing bonds can shape early alliances. Her tone when discussing competition has also shifted. She now speaks about embracing discomfort, trusting instincts, and no longer shrinking herself. Those are lessons many players only fully understand after leaving the house and gaining perspective. Timing also plays a role. Big Brother often looks backwards when planning forward. Nostalgia-driven seasons have become a reliable way to energize longtime fans. Morgan exists in that perfect window where viewers remember her clearly but have not seen her overexposed in the years since. She feels fresh again. What makes all of this especially compelling is how careful Morgan has been. She hasn't teased aggressively or denied anything outright. That silence mixed with suggestion is powerful. Additionally, there's an apparent new emotional readiness. Morgan once spoke about how intense the Big Brother experience was and how long it took to feel normal again. Her most recent thoughts point to peace rather than avoidance. Watching old episodes may have been a way to reclaim her story rather than relive stress. If Morgan does return, it would likely not be driven solely by a desire to win. It would be about closure, growth, and proving something to herself. Players motivated by self-understanding often play more freely and make braver choices. For fans, the idea of Morgan Pope returning to television is exciting, not because of chaos, but because of potential. She represents the kind of player who evolves and learns, and that journey is often the most satisfying to watch. Nothing has been confirmed, and all of this remains theory for now. But in the world of Big Brother, theory is often where reality begins. Morgan knew people would notice what she was watching and how she framed it. Whether intentional or not, she reminded fans that her story might not be finished.
If a return happens, the groundwork has already been laid. The curiosity is there. The conversation has started. And additionally, there are times when exactly that is how a second chapter begins.